I just sanded most of the fenders with 400 grit sandpaper, and then after I'm done with this, I'm gonna go to a higher one until I get like to 1,000 or so I can get the shine back. So right now I'm just gonna get all the little spots that I wasn't able to get real good. Make sure I get those before I move on to the next one. So use this and a little bit of water. I got a spray bottle and I should spray a little bit on there, and just kind of helps get all that crud out. So let's go ahead and get this done. I'm gonna do pretty much the same thing that I did on the Honda Recon. I already sanded everything with all my sandpaper that I got. The last one was the 2000, and then the wool. And now I'm gonna clean it with acetone to make sure I get all the dust and oils out before I put the Holiday House floor sealer on there. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, I cleaned everything, so now I'm gonna put some of this Quick Shine. It's a Holiday House, it's a floor finish, so it works really good and it's not that expensive. I used this on the Recon and it turned out really good, so now I'm gonna use it on the Grizzly. So you need 8 coats of this, and on the 8th one, that's when you put a wax on it and then buff it. So let's start with the first coat. The last step is number 8, and just make sure that when you finish this one, you let it sit for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and make sure it completely dries before you put the wax on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on here, and if I have time, I'll wax it today. If not, I'll wax it tomorrow, but I'm gonna give it enough time to dry. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and put some wax on there. I'm going to put 2 coats of wax. I'm just going to hand polish it, and then I'm going to try using the buffer, see how that turns out. So let's go ahead and do that. Put the wax on there. I'm going to go ahead and hand buff it before I use the buffer, and this is when you really see the shine come out. It makes it look really good. So let's try it out. Alright guys, the final day is finally here. Here she is. Just finished it. Gonna take it on a test run here in a little bit. Turned out pretty good. A lot of work, but it's finally finished. I changed the wheels and tires. I didn't want to tear something up, so I went with a less aggressive tire. I have these Zillas. They're 30-inch Zillas. They're not skinnies in the back. It's a little bit wider, but gives it a wider stance, which it looks pretty cool. I still kept the other tires just in case I decide to change them or do some serious mudding. I don't really care for the snorkels too much, but the holes were already there, so I coated it with a bed liner and made it look as best as possible. I don't really like them, but can't do much about it. I don't want to buy new fenders. I wet sanded the fenders. It took a long time to do because it was really bad. It had like overspray and it was left out in the sun, so it took me a long time to get it all off. I sprayed the bed liner on the bumpers and the front and rear racks. I painted everything. I took the engine out, redid the engine, or had somebody else do it for me. And I had to reroute a few of the snorkels because it wasn't quite the way I wanted it. So overall, it turned out pretty good. First time I got it didn't have a rear differential. Well, it did, but it was in pieces. And I was missing a few things here and there. I got everything. Kind of happy the way it turned out. I got a new fender for the gas tank. It had a big old hole where looks like they had a snorkel on it coming out through here, and I didn't like it, so I got a new one, sanded it so it'll match the rest of the fenders, and I put that polish on there, so it looks pretty new. So the question is, if this thing will turn on, and does it drive forward? Let's find out.